Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to be covering how to level from level 0 to level 5 in Icarus as a brand new player. I'm going to be covering blueprints, talents, along with the best practices to survive, hunt, gain experience, building your first shelter, how to survive your first night, and crafting a bedroll, campfire and cooking food, and much more in this video. These are the best practices, in my opinion, how you will survive your first night and your first 5 levels in Icarus. Keep your eyes peeled for my next video, which will be level 5 to level 10 in the coming days. As always, if you find this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, as that helps me a lot more than you actually think with the YouTube algorithm, along with subscribing to the channel, leaving a comment down below. Let me know that if you have an alternative method of approaching this and what you thought of the video. I'd greatly appreciate it. This video won't be covering anything to do with the workshop. If you want to see my workshop video for new players and my recommendations, check the pinned comment. I will leave the video down in there. So the first mission everybody has to do is this one here, Beachhead Recon. This is the only mission you will see unlocked at the time. You won't see all of these missions unlocked here. This is as you progress through the game. So this here, Beachhead Recon, is the one you're going to be doing. And this is where you'll be wanting to get your first 10 levels.
Welcome to Icarus.
So once you've landed in your dropship on the mission, you will have quite a while to get settled. But you want to be collecting branches the minute you get off the dropship, so you can make your first basic tools, as your pickaxe and axe will automatically be unlocked for you here. So when you get to level 1, you'll be wanting to unlock your bedroll first. So that's going to be our first objective. So everything you do will create experience for you. So you just want to go around getting any rocks up off the floor, any branches, and get fiber along the way by collecting ferns. So once you've got enough resource, you can go ahead and craft your stone pickaxe and your stone axe. And they'll just go on your hotbar at the bottom here. Now you can mine stone and chop trees. So once you've got the pickaxe, you'll want to find this ore here. It's called oxide. So you want to mine this. This is what's going to give you oxygen until you can unlock an oxygen bladder. So you just want to mine up all of this. Once you've mined up all the oxide, you're going to head on over to your inventory. Left click your oxide and drag it over to your oxygen slot here. And this will feed yourself oxygen. Next up, if you see berries on your travels, just pick them up, drag them onto your hotbar somewhere, and these will refill your food a little bit, but also give you water intake. So you just want to keep on gathering resources to get your first level.
Good work, Freshwood.
There we go. So now that you've got your first level, you'll get 3 blueprint points and 1 talent point. You get 1 talent point all the way up until level 40. And you'll get 3 blueprint points up until level 99. Tech tree is for your blueprints and your talents is for your talent points. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead and unlock a stone knife, a campfire to cook food on, and a bedroll to sleep. Because if you put a campfire next to a bedroll and light it, you can go to sleep when the game hits 6 PM at night, and you will sleep until 7 AM as long as the campfire remains lit. Now the stone knives for carving up animals and defending yourself. This is how you're going to get your meat, fur and leather to make your bedroll. Next up is you want to try and get level 2 as fast as possible, so you can unlock the bow, so you can start hunting, which will greatly increase your chances of getting leather and fur much faster, as you don't want to be hunting with the knife. One of your best sources of XP before you can get the bow and go hunting is basically just chopping trees down, as you get 300 XP for a felled tree and 100 XP for chopping each individual piece off a tree. Now for your talent point, this is really going to depend on your playstyle. If you're solo, playing and you're going to be doing this, if this is your style of play, you're going to be doing a lot of, I'd recommend sticking to the solo player. Hey, future Fortizar here. If you do stick to the solo play, you will not be able to use them skills. If you decide to play with friends, they'll become null and void until you play solo again. If you do decide to just skip the solo queue altogether and you go survival construction, you can use them skills either solo or in multiplayer, absolutely fine, but you will have to manage your talent points a lot more. So berries aren't enough to keep your thirst up for too long, so you can go to a water source and just press F on a water source and you can drink. But be careful, if you drink from a water source like a lake or something like that, you can get illness and it can give you a debuff for a short period. If you find yourself encumbered like I am here, you start off with the ability to make wood piles or stone piles. So you can go ahead and craft some of these and you can just place them down on the floor so you can just pick back up at a later date. So if your stone tools start taking too much damage before they break, which you can repair even if they do break, all you have to do is mine some stone or pick some stone up off the floor. Simply right click on the item you want to repair with stone in your inventory and you click repair and the HP bar of that item will go back up to 100%. Alright, so now that I'm level 2, it's craft the knife, which I actually forgot to do, but it's fine. So you want to put the knife on your hotbar. You want to go ahead and craft your knife. Now you want to go ahead and craft a bow. Stone arrow. As you will see, I'll have 1 talent point remaining as I'm just going to save these up for the time being, as there's nothing else here that I would be needing. And it's pointless just unlocking 1 armor piece at a time. I might as well just wait another level or so and unlock a full armor set. Okay, so we've got 1 talent point. I'm going to go and pop this in hunting. So I'm going to go with plus 25% yield from butchering meat. Get a decent amount of meat from animals when we kill them now. So now we can go ahead and craft a bow, as this takes sticks and fiber. Have that on the hotbar, and we've got 17 stone. So we can go ahead and craft 17 stone arrows, as this takes sticks, fiber, and stone. Now these aren't great arrows, but they're the introductory. So now we can go hunting for food. And this is where the game really picks up, because this is where you go hunting, where you can hunt wolves for much higher XP, and you can start getting your bed and focusing on levels. So here we have a wolf up ahead. You can hold control and you will go into stealth mode. And you just press left click, hold it, and you can draw back. And we've got an instant kill on a wolf. So you want to be taking your knife out. You might have to clear some shrub away. And you just press knife on the animal carcass and you'll skin the animal. So we've got leather, fur, bone and meat. And you can left click on the carcass to get more bone. Now the leather and fur are really important here because you need leather and fur to craft your bedroll. So this is the bug I was telling you about. If you drink from a water source, you get dysentery, minus 50% nutrition from food, and it's a 300-second debuff. If you ever do get lost, your dropship marker will always be on the map, but you can also place markers down on the map as well by double-clicking on an area. So if you double left-click, you can place a marker down, but your dropship marker will always appear on the map so you know where to go. Okay, so now we've got enough resources to craft our bedroll. So you just want to left click on your bedroll and click craft. Now we can go to sleep. Well, not quite. We need a campfire. So you want to go ahead and mine 24 stone, 8 sticks, and get 8 fiber. And you want to go ahead and craft that. And make sure you got some wood to create fuel, which you'll be using on the campfire. And we've also got some meat now. So now we want to avoid building any structure. For one, we can't. You can either go 2 routes here. You can either find a a rock like this and burrow a hole in it and hope that you can get your fire and a bed inside. Or you can find yourself a cave and pop yourself in there for overnight. So here's a cave here, right where my location is on the cliff face. So I will leave a link in the pinned comments to a map for you to use where it shows you where all the cave systems are in the game. So this is one cave. This is actually blocked up, so you're going to have to mine your way through it. So let's go ahead and do that. So once you drop your torch on the floor, whatever your hotkey is bound to for that, you want to go ahead and place your bed. So you just right click and you can click deploy. And then once you've placed it down by left clicking, you hold F to set it as your spawn point. And now you want to do the same again, but this time with a campfire. So let's just place that there. Left click that. You want to add some fuel. Click activate. And now you've got a campfire going. And you want to add your food to that. And then your meat will start cooking on the campfire like so. You can go ahead and pick your torch back up now. So once you've cooked meat, you'll get cooked meat. You will get plus 20 health when consumed, 100 when consumed as well. So once you've consumed it, you will get a food buff saying cooked meat. And you can see in the bottom left here that your HP bar has gone up by 1 block. So that it's night time now, you can go ahead and sleep because it's after 6 PM. And just press F to wake up again. And now it's a new day. The weather events will continue to happen when you're asleep. It does not clear the weather event when you've been to sleep. You can just stay inside the cave and your food will keep on cooking because the weather events in caves do not affect you. You can leave your bed here as well, along with your campfire if you want, but just make sure you've marked it on the map so you know where you are. Now that we have another talent point, I'm going to go into hunting again so I get a little bit more stamina. I'm going to go increase to base stamina plus 10. And the tech tree, I'm going to leave for now until I can get 5 points to unlock the entire cloth armor set. Just as a side note, if you are in a storm, you will get something called exposure. If you're out in this too long, you will start taking HP damage as the storm exposure bar will start going red. You'll learn how to avoid this and get better at working through storm exposure through experience and just playing the game. So you will want to be leaving your bed in that cave until you can start building your first structure. Because if you die, you'll respawn at that cave. And if you were not to put down a bed and set your spawn point there, you'd get dropped back down in a drop pod in a random location on the map. So you having a respawn point negates that fact, and you at least you can spawn somewhere relatively close by to where you died, potentially. So if you take damage off an animal when you're attacking it, say let's say a wolf for example, and you take damage, you can eat meat and it will raise your HP back up. So now that you do have a bow and arrow, you can go and hunt fish. You can do this with a knife as well, but I think it's just easier with a bow and arrow. You want to be careful when you're hunting fish though, because there are piranhas in the water and you can get poisoned off them. The bigger the fish is, you do have a chance of getting 2 fish from one. Like so. Killed 1 fish, got 2 in return. And you can get bone this way, but it's a really inefficient way. Okay, now that I'm level 4, I can go ahead and unlock the full cloth armor, like so. And now I am good. Because once you hit level 5, you can start going into the wooden structures. Here. And this is where you're going to be making your first base. You will be wanting to avoid all of the thatch completely. So to get the cloth armor, basically you just need to get a whole lot of fiber. This becomes easier when you want to unlock the bone sickle at level 5 also. So you just want to go ahead and gather loads of fiber. You can craft this from your inventory once you've got enough fiber. You don't need any crafting bench at all. So this is how I look before I don the cloth armor. And this is how I look once I've got the cloth armor on. Let's go through the bonuses this is going to give you now. So having the full bonus to cloth armor set is plus 5% movement speed. You get physical resistance, cold resistance, heat, and exposure resistance. Remember how we spoke about exposure earlier on when you're in weather events? This gives you a bit more protection so you can survive in weather events a little bit longer, and you've got a bit more resistance to cold and heat. So can you remember that fish we caught a little while ago? You want to go ahead and craft yourself a second campfire, as I always leave a campfire next to a bedroll. You can put as many bedrolls as you like down, but you can only ever set your destination to one bedroll at a time. So I'm going to go ahead and craft myself another campfire and start cooking all of that fish and any additional meat I've got on me closer by, so I've got more buffs and more food. Just as a little recommendation, if you do have multiple food sources you want to cook, I'd recommend putting down more than one campfire, as each food source supersedes another, so you only can cook one thing at a time. If you want to cook multiple things at a time to speed them up, you might want to craft multiple campfires. As long as it's not raining, you can place the campfires down outside without any shelter, and you can light them up. So here I will do the cooked meat on this campfire, and on this one I will do the fish. As we wait for that meat to cook, let's take another look at our next talent point. I'm going to go with crouching movement speed. This comes really handy for hunting. So really early game, I'd recommend just sticking with berries, fish, and cooked meat, because they're super easy to get. So this is just really early game though, to get you started. Once you've cooked fish, once you've consumed a fish, you'll get plus 75 maximum health and plus 20% stamina regen. When you're using a bow, it can consume quite a bit of stamina while you're running around and stuff as well. So this is a really good food to go ahead and consume. You can also do wild berries as well, which gives you plus 50 maximum stamina. So every little bit of stamina helps, but you will use a bit of water consumption. As you can see down in the bottom left hand corner now, our health bar has gone up by 2 stomach points. So we've got more HP. And now you just want to focus on keep on killing wolves to get your levels. So there might become a point where you actually get attacked off a wolf and you will get this debuff here called Wound. Minus 80% health regen. Now this is where you're going to have to spend a blueprint point to unlock a basic bandage to remove this debuff. So once you've got that and you've got fiber, you want to go ahead and just craft a basic bandage and go ahead and left click on that on your hotbar and apply it to remove that debuff. It's a good blueprint to have, but sometimes you get forced to unlock it sooner rather than later. So once you hit level 5, you will get 2 talent points. So let's go ahead and apply them. So I'm going to go with Bone Collector, 15% yield from creatures' bones. This will come in handy for when I am creating bone arrows. Next up, I am going to go for Exploration. So I'm going to go for plus 10 HP. And in the blueprint points, I am going to start unlocking the wooden structure. So first of all, you got to unlock the wooden beam, the floor, the wall, and you want to do a door. This will form your first basic structure right here. So do you remember that bed we had in the cave earlier on? We'll want to go and get that now. Now that we've picked the bed up out of the cave, we're going to head back to near where our drop pod is, as I like to build near a water source early game. Can you remember all them wood piles we created at the start of the game? Now this is where you're going to start using these. So you just want to open up your crafting window, and you want to go ahead and craft 8 wooden floors, 8 wooden walls, and 1 wooden door. We're going to actually place the structure down. So let's just go and settle it down here. So you just right click on the wood you want to place down. The wooden floor can also act as a roof early game. So you want to put the four floor pieces down, and then just go ahead and snap all of the wall sections down and then press R on your keyboard while you're holding a piece of wall segment, and it will bring up this radial menu here. And you want to go for the wooden wall with the door frame in it. Then you want to go and put that there, insert the door, and then go and place your wooden roof on top. So like I said, the floor tiles can act as a roof. So now you're getting no storm exposure. Your storm exposure is actually starting to go down. You want to place your bed from the cave in here. Hold F, set it as a spawn point. You want to grab just one of your fires and go ahead and deploy it. Caution of warning though, when it comes to placing campfires inside of a structure, you want to place it away from somewhere where you're naturally going to walk into. So if you walk into a lit campfire, you will set yourself on fire and then end up setting all of your wooden structure on fire. Now you can go to sleep with a fire lit inside of your own structure for the first time. So the reason why I say it's a 2x2 structure is because you want to be able to get a couple of the basic crafting benches in here easily without having to upgrade straight away. There are huge amounts of food sources in the game. If you are interested in all the food buffs and what kind of foods are in the game, I suggest you check the pinned comments for my full breakdown of every single food in Icarus, including all of their buffs once cooked.